the idea on that 2003 album initially was to have like several different drummers, and we tried out the drummer from System of a Down, but it didn't kind of work out. And then Dave said he wanted to do the whole album, and I'd already met up with him in New Zealand, and we went on the town together. I was drinking at that time. And then the recording happened with the drums on that particular recording when Desert Storm took place, literally, the invasion of Iraq. I was with Dave Grohl, spent significant time with him recording with the Iraq War as a kind of backdrop to the whole thing. And yeah, you know, what can I say? He invites me on stage to sing Requiem with the Foo Fighters. He's got like a incredible tolerance for alcohol. He's a man of good cheer, and money hasn't ruined him. Oh yeah, you know, Josh. Yeah, because like Dave played on the Queens of the Stone Age, one of their albums, the first one, I think. The funny thing about Josh is back in the 90s and into the year 2000, I used to go to Los Angeles quite a lot, and I would meet up with Raven. I had in-laws in Los Angeles, and Raven would come, and like when I wanted to escape, he'd turn up with his big SUV, and he'd always take me to like the same house to score some weed. Anyway, the guy that was selling us weed and stuff in the house, he lived with a photographer, and he just started his band. And anyway, the funny thing is, what I'm trying to say is that Josh used to be my weed dealer. And every time I see him, I go, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" And I see him as a very different person, and he got very lucky with his band. But we used to go over there and score dope. I'm from a kind of atheist family. My parents were both teachers, but they wouldn't participate in any of the Christian activities at the school, like hymns or, you know. That being said, my parents encouraged my brother and myself to pray every single night, which we did. And I see prayer more as directed consciousness. I've seen all the studies and data on, patients who have been prayed for and other ones who haven't been prayed for, and directed consciousness really works. We had one gatherer, Steve, he had an accident, he fell off a roof, he was a builder, and he was on a life support machine, and we got several monasteries to pray for Steve, and 1 week later he came out of a coma. They were encouraging his wife to switch the life support machine off. They said he'll never come around again. And so no, I've seen evidence of prayer working. As for your last question, well, absolutely. God is a strange term for the absolute, but yes, I think it's we're living in a grand a grand simulation. It's so grand it's beyond describing it as a simulation or entropic reduction. This existence is incredible. We are nature that has evolved to the extent that nature can experience itself. It's a great gift to be conscious, and I think, like most scientists, I think that there's scientific rationale that consciousness survives death now. That's without question. And so, in the Great Pyramid, the only thing they ever found was the number 121, and this number, which is the number of the portal, or 11 squared, seriously intrigues me because it's connected to the number 11, and I believe that's an intelligence from the 11th dimension, which is to say a highly evolved civilization, thousands and thousands, possibly millions of years ahead of us in terms of the technological prowess. I think they initially seeded our planet, and this divine architect or series of collective architects. This is this creation that we're in, this simulation, its magnificence is something that I have a religious, devotional impulse to. Absolutely. What can I say? It was a dream.
Did you discuss it as a band? Did you discuss what it felt like?
No, not at all. I know that everybody had a great experience in the band. I know this, but I've never discussed it with anybody. I haven't kind of recovered from the concert. Part of doing these talks for this unspeakable thing that we're doing is marking time and sharing with many of you my feelings about that concert. The last concert I'll ever play with Geordie, it's still, I'm still in a state of shock from his passing. And, I often think if what else could we have done differently? That's the problem with the whole drink thing. I gave up alcohol back in 2006, and when I gave up alcohol, that's when I became separated a little bit from Geordie. We all make decisions. I bear a grudge against alcohol. It took him away from me. Yeah, there's quite a lot that's there, actually, that he was working on, and it's recorded. It's too early for me to think about anything Killing Joke. When people ask me, "Oh, what are you going to do next?" I haven't a clue. I haven't thought that far. I genuinely don't think too far ahead. I think it's a bit unlucky. So I think maybe 1 month or 2 months ahead, sometimes a bit more, but not much more than this, I'm quite content with leaving this miserable weather tomorrow. Yeah.
You're working on that, or you've just finished a musical piece, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done the biggest work of my life. It's a classical piece. It's called The Great East, and it describes the soul being reincarnated over and over again over a period of 4 great ages and into a 5th age, and so it's ambitious, and it's definitely a spiritual piece. And I normally write things pretty fast, but this is taking quite a long time, and so that remains to be recorded. I've written quite a lot of music. I mean, you could probably have a new piece of music every year for 20 years of music that I haven't recorded yet, and so that's one of the things that I'm involved in, is making a trust, so that my trust can put out different music of mine, or commission myself when I've left this earth level. You know, from our perspective in Killing Joke, we always thought that whole thing was cursed, and wouldn't go near it. To be honest, you know, I wouldn't. I'm sure I speak for Geordie. We wouldn't swap our lives for anyone else's life. The journey of the Killing Joke has been so special, so unique, so beautiful. You know, everything's fine the way it is.